Sorry.
Preparing to live stream. So once that finishes doing that, I will make sure that we don't have an echo. Because that's happened before. There's an echo.
I thought it just had a good backbeat.
All right. Mr. Chair, you are on.
Great. Welcome to the June 22nd Tree Commission meeting. Boy, it's been a while since we had the last one. I'm calling it to order, so we can check that off. Do I hear a motion? Has everybody read the minutes from last meeting? They did a pretty good job. Okay, at least skimmed it. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I motion.
Anybody like to second that? Oh, good. I'm glad we have. Can I do any of the first and seconding?
Well, actually, if you wouldn't mind, can we do a roll call because we haven't met for a while
Okay.
and we've got some new faces?
Well, why don't we start with Eric, the right of us?
I'm Eric Schlitzer, city arborist.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I'm Sam Schlitzer and I am the executive assistant to the city administrator and unofficial liaison to the tree commission.
Right.
Tim Bangard, Tree Commission member.
Tim, welcome. Didn't even look at your name up there.
Thank you very much.
Josh Gold, random person.
Oh, you are not.
I've seen your face before.
Cindy May, tree commission.
Andrea Gerhard from the planning office.
Paul Mullins, Bartlett Tree. Just here to help.
And Steve Allgaier, Tree Commission. So, okay. So we got that taken care of, Sam. We approved the minutes. Old business 2022. And we have several names here. Celebration recap. Do you want to do that, Sam?
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead, if I can do this correctly, I'm gonna share my screen maybe. If it'll let me, because Tim,
How do we look, Tim, before she shares it?
no, it's fine.
Oh, he's off.
Tim, did you get the packet with all the information?
Yes, I did.
All right, so I can't share my screen for some reason. Well,
That's fine. I can follow along on my digital copy.
okay. So all the information, this is a public announcement for anybody who happens to be watching. All of the information that we are about to present is available on the city's website. If you would like to pull that up and follow along, then you just go to the city's website under Agenda Center and you can pull that packet up. Normally, this would be on the share screen. Aha, wait a
There it
minute.
is.
I figured it out now. All right, share. Let's see if that works.
You were verbally going through the tutorial. That's what helped.
Right? Well, I just had to look at a different button here. All right, so. Thank you. Just trying to make them bigger. All right, so this is going to be some of the pictures that we had from the Arbor Day celebration, which I don't recall when that happened. That was.
And
It
then
looks
April.
chilly.
Yeah, it was.
Was it in April?
Very chilly time.
That could have been Saturday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
well, yeah, that's true.
Hard to believe today now. Saturday.
So we were able to have Mayor Becker come out and speak to a group of children that attended their Arbor Day photos. So these were April 27th was when that happened.
Cool.
So you can see there's Eric right there and there's Mayor Becker. And this was a group of students that came to us with the exception of this family here, this family off to the left. They were playing in the city park. And so walked over and invited them over to join. And this little guy just had a ton of fun. So that is picture number one. Let's square page down to picture number two. There we go. So that is the first tree, which was
Hello.
a white oak.
Yep.
Oh, white oak.
White. We got a white oak.
White or why? I can't remember.
That's what I'm asking.
Well, why is so?
It
Is it a white oak?
So-
Oh, white oak?
It
Okay,
is.
that's what I
White
thought.
oak.
All right. So that was before the group got there. And that was during the planting process with their pretty little golden shovels. So these students go to one of the local daycare facilities
This
and
was Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, right off
Okay.
Main Street.
they
there.
were able to come along. And then actually Councilwoman Gilbert is here on the right-hand side. So she was able to join us as well. So that's another action shot. And that was the finished product, looking all pretty.
That looks wonderful.
How's it doing?
Good.
Hope the
Got a
rain
lot of big
helped
leaves on
it dry.
So this group finished, I think, first. So there's the other tree, which was
Surfaceberry.
that was before everybody got there. And that was during the process. This group had a ton of fun playing in the dirt.
Oh, yeah. Most of them that age, they don't care. They just.
They
get
love to
dirty.
get
Oh, it looks like she was doing a
Absolutely.
chicken dance, that one person.
That probably was.
And then that's the finished product. And then a really nice photo of all the students with Mayor. I think that might be it. Yep, that's it. So that was the Arbor Day celebration. And that ends old business item. So let's stop sharing. Whoops.
That's just you two.
Can I hit stop share? All right. All right, so that ends that item, Mr. Chair.
Great, okay. So that takes care of old business, new business, favorite item, 2022 tree workshop updates. And it has your name
Me again.
on it. Sam.
All right, so let's click over to here. And we're gonna share. That's the minutes. I need to move this guy here because. All right, so we did that Arbor Day. Okay, so the Forestry Workshop update, and I'm not gonna read the screen, but I'm gonna put that up there for anybody who is watching on YouTube. We were able to secure the Nagana Forum, which is in the Raj Student Center, formerly known as the
Oh.
Decker Center.
Gotcha.
So it's where we have held it before, back in the day when I first started. That was where we had it. And we were able to have it on a Tuesday this year to coincide with fall break. So there should not be a parking issue like there was the last time we had it on a Friday. So that was why we moved it to Tuesday. And that particular Tuesday on October 11th. So we were able to do that. And as of now, I sent out 106 emails to our distribution list from the past 2 years. So I went to 2 years ago when we were hosting it in person. And then last year when we were going to do it virtual. And I just went through all the email listing and sent it out to everybody. I only had 10 come back.
Bounce back meaning undeliverable.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
So that's not bad. Steve, do you have a question?
So now, last year, we didn't get enough, so we didn't have it,
Correct.
correct? And then the year before, did we have?
No, that was for COVID. We had to cancel it.
Oh, that's right.
So this would have been looking back at 2019.
Got it, okay, so 2019. good.
So included in the registration was a McDaniel College Environmental Studies professor. So I sent it directly to him because it's going to be on McDaniel's campus. He was very excited. It was Dr. Scullion,
Oh, yeah.
which we've worked with before. So he was very excited and he said with his incoming students in the fall that he would definitely share that with them and see if they were interested in attending. Orientation is mid-August. I believe it's the 19th through the 21st. So he should be able to share that with incoming freshmen and some new students that are coming in. So we'll have registrations way before the deadline of the end of September. 7 registrations have been paid so far. It's from Baltimore County EPS and also the city of Bowie. Insect and Disease Clinic has been the only afternoon session that has been chosen by those 7. So I think we may have a large group for the insect and disease.
That's not a problem.
That's a walk and talk.
That's the afternoon. That would be Dr. Chris Riley, Dr. Matthew Borden, and Marty Adams from the office. So
Perfect.
we've got 3. We can put one more up there if we need to.
I would have like 2 groups.
Yeah, to have 2 groups. That's easy to do.
Okay. And I didn't put it in here, but we're going to have the afternoon sessions off campus down in Dutter Park. which is where we did before.
Yeah.
So it's on city property. We don't have to coordinate with the college to do anything on their property. Eric can make sure that there are certain sections available with items that have not been addressed that can be shown during the workshops.
So we do the last time we did the disease down there. You can also do the insect and disease on campus, walk around, try and find insect and disease, but we also have we can break off into the tree pruning workshop. So
The
Go ahead.
reason that we went with the Dutter Park is because the college wanted us to be able to identify where we would be on
I can't
campus.
do that.
And I can't do it right now.
I got you. I got
We
you.
couldn't do it a month ahead of time.
Yeah.
So we just figured just having everything.
No,
in
that's
Dutter
perfect.
Park,
Mhm.
we would be able to have a little bit more control
Yeah.
and plus we wouldn't have a whole bunch of people walking around on campus.
Yeah,
Looking kind of like,
agreed.
what are all these adults
Yeah,
doing here?
agreed. Agreed. I'm sure there's stuff at Dutter Park that we can find.
Mhm.
So I'm sure we can.
Yeah. Early bird email. Early bird registration, this is gonna be not the next page, but the following page of the packet. This is the registration form. Early bird cost is $100 for registration. And then that ends on July 31st. So starting August 1st, it goes to 125. So it's not hateful. But it's a little bit of an incentive to get folks to get their registrations in early. And then it will end on September 30th. And that's enough time to get, hopefully later in the packet, we will continue to discuss t-shirts. So we would like to put in to get t-shirts again this year because it's been a couple years since we were able to provide that to our attendees. So we'd really like to bring that back. A reminder email about early bird registrations will go out on July 25th because registrations are due the 31st. So we'll go out a week with a week left saying, hey, if you want your spot.
With any college kids.
Mhm.
What do you propose, how would you handle, would they be basically get in free?
Yes.
Or would it be,
Free
okay,
with ID.
okay,
And I would hope that Dr. Scullion would help facilitate those
Okay.
students that wanted to attend. That way we had some
Yep.
sort of
idea.
confirmation,
Yep,
but it's only up to 10.
okay.
So we're only taking 10 free students.
Great, okay,
And hopefully, I don't know if you remember Megan, she started as a student and now she works at, or used to work at BGE and she comes as a paid registrant or
okay,
had been. So she was started free and then
yep.
came in later. So
Okay,
that was
great.
cool.
Hey, Sam.
Yes.
How many,
Sam.
Okay.
you said last year there weren't enough?
Last year, there were not enough for the virtual conference.
Is there not enough for an in-person
I
conference?
was gonna ask that question too.
Because is it?
Well, who decides that?
Well, we are going to decide it.
Correct.
We need to
So-
decide it now,
We
today.
know what the minimum is to be able to register, and I'm hoping we get at least 50.
I hope you do too. I was just curious, just listening.
Typically, in the past, from what you remember of handling the registration, when they usually start coming in, or is it right after that first email drop, or is it?
Right after the first email drop, I usually get a bunch. I did get a lot of people who are on vacation, at least until like the end of June, beginning of July. So I'm waiting to get registrations, and that's another reason for sending the early bird reminder email
Gotcha.
on the 25th. Is any of the folks that got the email while they were on vacation and may have forgotten that they got the email, this is their little, hey, don't forget, we want to save you $25 a person, so make sure you get that in. And I believe City of Bowie sent their registrations in and they're going to be mailing a check. So that's fine too. If somebody puts their registration in on the 25th of July and we don't receive their check until August 5th, that's perfectly fine. You got your registration in. We're not going to penalize somebody for the mail service.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly fine. Plus with like our check runs, we run checks twice a month. So if I get my registration in on the 1st, the next check run isn't until the 15th. So, again, I don't want to penalize folks for not having as much control over the finances, especially with the government facility. So final registration reminder will be sent on September 1st because they are due September 30th. So we'll send out another reminder to the folks that have not registered yet saying, make sure you get it in by the end of the month so that we can get you in. So that's where we are. And Jamie
From DNR.
from DNR, he phoned me back today. He was on vacation last week. He called me back today and said that he was interested in getting info. So I'm hoping that he can help distribute that to other DNR members
Mhm.
because there were a couple of those that bounced back either they're not at the organization or the organization spam filter wouldn't allow it to go through. So I called the Forest Service office and said, hey, I'm trying to reach somebody. We would like to get that information to you guys. So I'm hoping that some avenue I can get the info to them so that they can register for the event. Any questions about registration?
No.
Okay.
no.
Is now the time to discuss what our minimum is?
Whenever Sam,
Do we want to shoot for 40? Do we want to shoot for 50?
I want a group decision, so
Okay.
I'm okay with whatever, as long as it's not 20.
Right.
We're flying the lab, we're flying them up.
Yeah.
So, as long as it's not 20, if you guys want to shoot for 40, 40 is fine with me.
And that sounds fair.
That sounds
I know
fair.
it's a relatively small group compared to past, but we've been off for,
I'd like
We have to start
ideally
somewhere.
75,
I was,
but
I was thinking.
75?
yeah, that's my ideal. I would like it to be at least
Oh,
75.
okay, yeah.
But if we're talking about justifying the cost for everything and say everybody registers early bird and we get 40 people, that's $4,000 that we can then use to pay for the facility that, which I'll get into, that will pay for the t-shirts, pay for the other things that we're doing. So I want to make sure that we're covering Bartlett's cost.
I do not believe there's a cost from Bartlett. I
Okay,
just don't want to fly them up here
no,
for a really small crowd. There's no, we are not charging you. We're not charging for that. I just don't want to. I will have Dr. Kilby yelling at me.
you may, I mean, if you lock down or can say, hey, we'll definitely have pesticide credits.
That's who, I'm waiting on
And
that.
if we can advertise that, I think is a second email or
Well,
whatever,
definitely,
that will definitely drive people to the program.
Maryland arborist and
You know, ISA.
ISA credits.
Yep, yep.
and
so that's the
pesticide
only
credits.
thing that I need updated from you
Got
guys.
it.
I have the list, 2017 is the last one that we have up on the website.
Mhm.
So if we can get that updated as soon as possible,
Yep.
then I can put that on the website as soon as you send it to me.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about that. I have everything, like I said, except for 2 spots filled out. I can email this to you.
Yes, please.
And just would leave those 2 spots.
TBD or something.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
that's fine. I just wanted to talk to you about that
Perfect.
before I did that.
And you could also send, oh shoot, what was I going to say? Oh, find out from Jamie, if, I guess you'll have to get the schedule, but what would qualify as forestry credits, because they need
Yep.
credits too, and that's another hope.
That's
for
another reason
people from
I left
forestry.
that info on the website so that Paul would know what we've provided in the past, and then he'll be able to update it and provide the same thing for now.
Got it.
So, all right, awesome. So part of the anticipated expenses, which will be covered by the registration fees, we are awaiting the college response for a waived facility rental fee, which is $450. So if they don't waive it, it's only $450. If they do waive it, there is still a technology and a setup and cleanup fee, which they have to quote to us, but it won't be $450. So the cost to have it at the college is $450 at max. So that's good. Lunch will be provided via the college dining hall, which is a little bit different from what we've done in the past, but they totally redid their whole dining hall location. So it will be $16 a person, which again is included in our registration fee. The city will pay the college. And trying to ask if a continental breakfast option can be included in that, and then how much that would be. So if it's an additional $10 or $12 a person or whatever, then we'll know that the total food cost per person is, say, $25. So out of the $100, $25 goes to food. Whatever the calculation for the facility fee will be done. And we'll still be able to make sure that those costs are covered in that $100.
Great.
So,
So we have a 40-person minimum.
yeah,
And plus, oh, go
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, okay.
And then what was, I know you said it, what was the date? Just
October 11th.
the cutoff date,
Yeah.
Oh, September 30th.
September 30. Okay,
So that
July
is our
31st for
kind of-
early bird.
yeah. I'm just worried about that cutoff date.
Yep.
That way I can.
September
So that's kind of the drop dead date. We'll know by then. Okay.
And there's no at the door.
Yeah, there's no registration on site because I can't take money.
Okay,
With the credit card
I know
laws,
you
we
said
can't
it's
take a
such
credit
a
card over the phone. And I can't receive money because I won't have a lockbox to be able to bring it back to the finance office.
Okay.
Great.
All right, so moving on in the packet, which I will scroll down a little bit here. That's the registration form, that's the payment form. So this,
Shirt design?
that is our shirt design.
Looks vaguely familiar.
Vaguely. Eric, are you wearing one?
I usually look at Eric.
I've got
So
so
this,
many in the closet.
I know. Well, we're doing the same thing. We haven't done t-shirts for a while,
Yeah.
so we're really hoping to bring these back because a lot of the participants really enjoyed having, a souvenir that they could either share with their family or use for themselves. So this is the back. It's the same design that we had before, and it's going to have the year on it. And then the front left breast pocket, but there's no pocket on the shirt, but that's the area where the little tree is going to go.
Where are you getting the shirts done?
That's going to be part of the conversation here. So
Okay.
I've gotten quotes. Let me scroll back up because I have it summarized up here. The t-shirts were quoted $7.58 to $11 a piece. The cheapest option is from a not Westminster local, but a local company. They're in or around Frederick. The local Westminster option was the second cheapest, and it's Spiderweb, who we've used in the past. So even though they're not the cheapest option by 10 cents, I would like to make a recommendation to use Spiderweb again, A, because they're a Westminster business, they're in city. B, because we've used them in the past and they've been very accommodating to what we need and also our deadlines. So we've picked them up like the day before the workshop and they were very helpful.
Plus there are no entity in the sense of we know what the quality.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct. So,
I think we go with that.
okay. Is that, Chair Allgaier, is that something that we can put into a motion to make
Oh, I
official?
like the motion. Oh, no. Do I hear a motion for?
I would
t-shirts
motion that we use Spiderweb to do our t-shirts.
from- I don't.
That thing, yeah.
Would anybody like to second that?
Hey, sure, why not?
All right.
Good job.
We'll take care of this. You and I got this.
All right, so the details that it comes down to, the safety green color t-shirt, it's going to either be Gildan or Jersey's brand, depending on what they can get supply wise. But they're $7.65 for a small to an extra large. Double X is $2 extra, triple X is $3 extra, 4X is $4 extra. So they go up to 4X, which is really nice because there were a couple of folks who requested 4 and 5X shirts. There's a $50 setup fee and a $40 art fee, so $90 total. If we get 90 t-shirts, it's $1 extra per shirt to cover those two costs.
Sam, do they write down what size shirt they want?
Yes, on the
Okay.
registration
On the
form,
registration, okay.
I went ahead and put that on there for a t-shirt size. And I talked to Director Mark Depot for the planning department and he was on board with whatever we would like to do. He would like to see that happen to make sure that we can make this as good of a comeback event as we can. So in that vein, how do you all feel about travel mugs? Because
I got drawers full of. them.
I know. So a couple years ago, we got some with a random tree city something logo on them, but the city paid for them. They were city tree commission logo and they were 12-ounce mugs, I think. And we got them from some random website like mugs.com.
Right.
But I reached out to one vendor, which is where we get a lot of our printed material from. So I have that. And I reached out to Spiderweb to get theirs, and Bobby's on vacation this week. So I'm hoping to get more info from her next week. But as of right now, as kind of a baseline, there's 2 different options that we're looking at that I narrowed it down to out of this whole ginormous list that they sent, which again is in the packet. Not that one, not that one, not that one, that one. So this is option number 1. It's a 20-ounce stainless steel tumbler. We can get it in any of these colors, and I was thinking green, because everybody has black ones and silver ones. So the price per 100, if we get 100, is $7.66. If we want to bump it up to 250 because they will not be dated and we'll be able to use them in the future for other events, we can get a slight price break on them, but I'm not concerned that.
Yeah, it's that break enough to really make
No.
a difference.
And then the other option, which is a little more expensive, is this 20-ounce vacuum sealed. But whereas this, sorry, I keep scrolling. This one keeps hot and cold beverages 2 to 3 hours. This one is hot and cold for 12 hours, 24 hours with ice. So this is going to be a better, more high quality option, but it also comes at a higher cost of $12.33. So just something to think about. Unless you want to make a decision today, we don't have to make a decision today. It's something that we can, if you choose, you can let it up to city staff. Or if you want, when we get more quotes, we can forward them out by email, just so you guys know. But if you want to make a vote, then you guys have to meet again for the open
So your
meeting.
idea was to do both t-shirts and mugs?
Yeah. Definitely t-shirts, which we've already had a vote for. And I would like to offer doing a travel mug, but if you guys feel that that's too commonplace, too cliche, we can look into something else. Went to a demo at this company here down in Owings Mills. Went to a demo at their facility, and they can also laser engrave pins, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. If we get ones that say Westminster Tree Commission or something, they have all kinds of promotional products. So if there's something, and this might be a question for Paul and Eric, when you guys go to other CEU training classes, is there something that they give out you wish other people would? Is there something that they don't give out you wish they
Yeah,
would?
I'm trying to think. I mean, we've got
I don't think they really give out
the
anything.
vendors give
Yeah, the
stuff.
vendors that are there, they give out
But
pens
MMA,
and.
they did. Turf Valley may have given a pen or something, but nothing engraved.
So
And I know in the past, we've also given trees away too.
I remember that.
Is that something you guys would like to do?
Have the little saplings there, like. we've had in the
I
past.
always enjoy tree in hand, but it's just.
But that's us, yeah. Me too, but.
I mean, I think that's a good idea. If
It's up to you.
it's, you guys are
Yeah.
willing to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
If we were able to do it, what would you like to see there?
all right.
No, what would you?
Why,
like?
What would you, why?
No, I'm kidding.
Stop. That was Eric's fault. What would you like?
Why oak?
Yeah. What would you like to see there? White oak is a good option, so.
Ash.
Stop it. I'm lying.
Norway. I know one year we did Dawn Redwood and they
Oh, yeah.
went
remember that.
really, really fast and
Oh, you did
everybody liked them.
witch hazel,
Witch hazel and lilac.
lilac, yep, because I got one of each
Yeah.
in my yard and
So
only
that's-
the witch hazel.
That's
should
an option too.
I'll take a couple dozen.
I don't know what this
Burnham,
is.
Black Hole by Burnham.
No,
You don't
no,
have those.
no. Let's do Atlantis. So
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, could you get those three again? The
Yeah, that's-
lilac, the witch
yeah.
hazel, and the
the Dawn Redwood,
redwood, yeah. Dogwood, redwood,
Dawn
dogwood.
Redwood, no dogwoods.
So I haven't heard anything from Tim. Any thoughts, Tim, or is he still on?
Should be.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here. No, I don't. It doesn't matter to me. Whichever one you all want to do is fine with me.
Okay. And any thoughts on the travel mugs? I don't dislike them or like them. I'm indifferent to them, but I don't.
So that was the
Might be the
first
same.
idea that came to mind because we had some
Yeah.
old ones in the basement. So I was like, well, let's get another quote for that. My other idea, the reason I bring up the pens is because when we give out the packet to the registrants when they show up, we give them a pen. So if it's something that we can order and give a pen out to them, they're gonna be using the pen there anyway. That might be an option instead of, a box of paper mates.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
So is that what you would like me to do, to pursue quotes for an engraved pen?
I-
Or a printed pen? However.
Whatever. I don't know how anybody else feels. The shirt's great and I'm happy, but anything else, I'm even happier, but I don't want to bust the bank on.
Well, pens are always good.
Pens are always
Everybody's
used.
using
I think the
pens.
valid point that people, if they didn't bring a pen, then they'll have a pen.
Well, I know Bartlett always supplied pens with each of the folders that were given out. There was a pen in it. So I thought if we could get those in advance and get them to Bartlett
Yep.
to pack the folders with,
Mhm.
then they would have a pen and it would have our little logo on it and we'd be good to go. But if you're okay with it, then I'll continue researching different promotional products and get some quotes and pricing and see what we come up.
Okay.
Work with Eric, work with Paul to find out what other events give out and see what might be useful.
Pens are, I like Eric said, pens are great for that person that comes in late. they're-
Oh, he was still,
You always use it.
you write stuff down, you
Always
need a
use
pen.
it.
All right,
That's definitely a good option.
all right. Well, I will look into the pens then as well and see what we can do with that then. Cool. All right, so what is last on here? Okay, so action items I have, do we want to limit the number of afternoon sessions, which Paul has already said we can create 2
Yeah.
of the same, so we don't have to worry about that. The travel mugs, we're gonna look up pens and see if we can do that instead. And then the question about the t-shirts is, do we want to order more in case, like the cutoff date, say the cutoff date's the 25th, and then I get 5 more registrations. Do we want to put a buffer in and order a couple extra of each size?
It would probably be a good idea unless you order extra large and everybody asks for small, then we might be in trouble.
Usually there are not many people asking for small.
No,
It's
I'm
typically a
just-
larger group.
I agree. But
I just know years past when they just get 30 of each size and you wind up having a bunch left over.
Yeah.
Right, which is a problem if there's a date on it.
Yeah, hence the reason, well, we also share them with our city streets department because they match underneath the shirts. So it works out really well to wear them underneath of their work shirts. And so we share them with them and that usually works out pretty well. So. Okay, well, that's it. Does anybody have any questions for me about the workshop?
no, it seems like you did a real thorough
Yeah.
job.
Perfect.
Pulling it together. I know you're an old hand at it, but we're all kind of rusty at it too, because.
The one thing I've been doing for 13 years straight, so
No,
really excited about
you've
that.
Done a good job in the past, so thank you.
Welcome. Glad to still be handling it.
Okay, any updates, I guess, for you, Paul, on the agenda or?
No, the only question I have is ladybugs.
Ah,
So is that something we want to do this year?
Oh, to do
If
a
you-
release.
Yeah,
can
to
get
do a
'em.
release. So as of yesterday, we could.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I'm gonna get 50,000,
Right.
but we'll get
Yeah, we'll get
10,000 ladybugs and
And hopefully we can coordinate.
okay.
The sooner we can find a date,
mhm.
Yeah.
the more we can advertise. And
Right.
get.
Yeah, and is there a release window too? I'm assuming there is.
There, yeah, I guess what the release window, I mean, we can get ladybugs and we can schedule them. I just, as long as there's kids there to get rid of them and I don't have to let them go. But yeah, so ladybugs and maybe some scale
Yeah,
destroyers.
it wasn't the greatest feeling when I had them all over.
Yeah.
It was a great picture.
It's a great picture,
Yeah.
but I'm,
What is the window?
I don't know.
Okay.
I will have that information tomorrow. I'll pass it along to Eric. And as long as we can line up some kids to get out there, it's always been in the summertime.
Yeah, I always
That was
remember
about
releasing
end of
them.
June, I
end of
think,
June,
or
yeah.
July.
Yeah, I felt like we did it in July last
Yeah.
time. So we could definitely try and shoot for the second week of July. If that's something you guys can do. If not, we'll,
It's not July 4th, it's the following week.
Yeah.
Week.
We will be here.
4th of July is a Monday.
I'll give you some dates.
The 11th through the 15th.
Yeah, thank you. I'll get you some dates.
Okay.
And we'll go.
Yeah, because I'm even thinking like summer camps,
Yeah, 'cause we have the
right?
Westminster summer
Boys-
camp.
yeah.
Yeah.
Boys and Girls Club.
And as long as we get the date to the Recreation Parks Department, like a week in advance.
Yeah.
Then they can plan one of their days around having like an at the facility.
Okay.
Day that will include a field trip up to City Park or City Hall.
Because that's the thing that happened last year, right? They were.
It was too hot and they went to the pool.
No, that was the year before. Last year we had the kids out there.
That's right, last year. we-
July
Because I was-
17th, there's Eric.
And Wes,
And Wes, yeah, looking.
That's a
so-
long time ago.
Yeah, that was,
That's a long time. It's been over 5.
I think I was the first one.
I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
June 17th, I'm sorry.
There you go.
And he's still taking pictures through the times. I want to send you Jason's contact. info.
Thank you.
One thing, Mr. Chair, under new business about. the-
Yeah, I saw that. It sounds like we have an updated temperature map.
Not yet,
Oh, not yet,
We are
but they've agreed to do
coordinating.
that.
yes.
Are we coordinating that through Drew or?
No,
Well, Drew's at the county now.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know if he was still saying, because I think it was through his professor we initially.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's what I remember.
Yeah,
It was like,
But
yeah, that
great,
was
so
something
they're,
that he had met through.
Yeah.
but they're still willing to work with us.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think that'll be great.
He's
if they
really,
can.
he was actually, we spoke with him earlier this week and he was really interested in continuing. They did the summer one last year and he also did the winter. Like he did a winter analysis for us as well.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
he's then interested in doing the summer again to redo it. And then also to continue to do these throughout the season and to extend not only through Main Street, but also different various parts of the city as well.
Yeah, Josh, I don't know if you're with us or not, but,
I saw the tail end of it at actually my first meeting.
okay. Yeah.
Because it sounds like it's really
Where
cool.
they do the flyover and they get temperature readings on the city and hopefully we can correlate it to tree plantings and just contribute at least to their end too, for, I guess they're tracking global warming or whatever.
I also added about the landscape manual. And adding into the landscape manual either reasons that
Yeah.
why the rules are in place, and it shows like this is why we are requesting this many plantings. And then also trying to see if there's a difference between having a shade tree versus a bush. Where, you know, it's the same coverage area, but a bush doesn't take up as much like visual space as a tree would. So if somebody's asking for a modification and they say, you know, I'll put in a boxwood bush instead of a maple tree.
Yeah.
It's still the same coverage area, but it's a lower,
It doesn't. cast
Visual
the
impact.
Shade
Yeah.
so,
factor.
but anyway, that was just an example. Okay. So that's that. And then nobody has any questions about the drone flyover?
No,
Dr. Wong is supposed to coordinate with the planning department a day or two in advance.
so that's where you'll be getting the information then.
No, I think he said he was trying to come next week.
Monday and Tuesday, I think, are the days that look best, but he needs to, it all depends on the weather.
Right. And solar noon.
Yes,
12:30
solar noon
to
is
1:30.
the exact time he wants to come.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Okay.
Cool, yeah.
That works.
And he also has more batteries this time.
Yes.
So he can do it for a larger space as well. I wrote it down. He can go 40 to 50 acres in 20 minutes with it. So that's on one battery. So now he has two batteries, so he's gonna do that.
That's crazy.
Right?
So
Neat.
It's crazy.
Okay. We're on to commission comments.
Okay, commission comments. Any comments, Tim? No.
Nothing from me.
Yeah, anybody else? One. And I don't know, I just had a question for Eric. Or who's keeping up with the tree map? And I know Drew had done a lot of that,
Which
kind
map?
of the Main Street tree map, what pits are occupied, and I don't expect you to
Oh,
know
the
exactly.
inventory,
Yeah, the inventory.
um,
But do you get a sense that we need trees? I know I see on the agenda coming up, you're going to talk about trees at Middlebrook, but any other
yeah, well,
areas?
whenever we have an issue with a tree, we try to, well, with the DNR
Yeah,
involved, we have to try to put one back in that tree pit if there's an issue with one that we have to take it down. But we're coming across problems where if there's a utility
in the pit.
in the
yeah.
pit and we can't get the stump out, then we can't put another tree back.
Okay.
so has there ever been discussion about like when you have a tree pit that you can't replace a tree in for reasons like a utility? Alternate, creating different tree pits essentially.
Well, we looked into that and, there's a
Big cost.
lot of areas that there isn't a tree pit there's either a utility already there, or it'll be interfering with getting into a residence or a business that's along Main Street.
Okay,
So, it's,
so there aren't
yeah,
alternatives.
there's not too
There's
many.
not many. And that's
places.
where maybe we as a commission have, if we spot something, at least we can bring it up and say, hey.
Mhm.
So I know somebody in the city said, hey, it would be great if we could promote trees along the corridor in private spaces, but that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Other than giving a tax break or something, which again, is hard to do. So,
Yep.
yeah, if you guys spot anything that you think of.
Yeah, because I think we talked about that several meetings ago about doing that along Green Street.
Green Street, exactly.
There's,
Right.
Green Street's pretty full of trees along in their properties.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say, hey, you want to put another tree in your yard?
Yeah.
Which it's hard to do when they already got big trees.
Right, yeah.
But
Their
that,
yards aren't that big along that street.
yeah, they are. So. Okay. City Arborist, you are on for point number 6.
Well, I was contacted by Jamie from DNR. He had HOA president contact them about getting a permit to do a lot of tree removals in Middlebrook for well, they're saying sidewalk issues and stuff like that. So I met out there with him and we walked through to see the complaint areas that they had. And they wanted to remove pretty much a lot of the trees that were there. There was only a few that they wanted to just prune. And some of the ones that they wanted to do on Bishop Street, they wanted to remove it. You can see where they have done before on the other side of the street where they arched the sidewalk around the tree
Yeah.
to give that tree space and give the sidewalk space from heaving. And that worked pretty well. So we're going to suggest that to them in those couple of areas. There are a couple of trees that are, they're silver maples.
Oh, right, you're welcome.
And,
Yeah.
we don't want them. There's Bradford pear, a couple Bradford pears, and we're going to, say, yeah, you can remove them. And they didn't want to replace any trees that they removed. But, DNR, you have to, if there's no situation, utilities or whatever, and the site is good enough to put a tree back, then they got to put a tree back. They're not getting out of not replacing a tree unless it's an issue.
And those street trees that go by Middlebrook along Center Street, the ash, eventually they're
That's
coming
the
out.
apartments.
So they are the apartments.
Yeah, that's not the
It's sad too, because we used to treat them.
I remember, yeah.
We used to treat them for the apartment complex.
Right.
for, yeah.
And then on the other side, is that city?
The ones that's part of the park,
Right.
Okay, so they are part of the park.
Bishop
now.
Dog Park,
Yeah. Okay.
they've been treated. They need to be updated
Yeah.
treatment, so.
Got it. Okay. So then it sounds like the bottom line is. if
Yeah,
they
we
are
gotta
gonna
meet, we
remove
gotta
those, they're
meet
gonna
with
have-
the HOA. He wanted to meet with me and just go over with what he wanted my opinion and make a decision on, what would be the best option for them. And then we're gonna meet with them in another week or so to go through them options with them. And, it's either do it this way or no way,
Yeah.
because DNR has the final
Say
say
on that, yeah.
on any of those trees that they want.
So as a homeowner in that area, because I often get asked to cut these trees down for people. And I tell them they got to go through the city first.
Well, now they actually gotta go through DNR.
I tell them DNR
Yep.
and the city arborist is, you have to talk to them. But the option of cutting out the sidewalk, and I'm only asking for my information. So the next time somebody asks me, does the city pay for that or do they have to pay?
The HOA or.
The HOA would have to pay to have the sidewalk cut out and moved around.
Yeah, well, they're, so far, the reason for removing the trees is because it's heaving the sidewalk.
Yeah, right.
So
And these
they're
are
gonna
the-
replace the sidewalk anyway.
Yeah.
So instead of having the cost of removing the tree and the stump, you know, the trees the ones that are there, I think they're sugar maples and
There's a couple red
Red
maples there.
maples.
that, you know, that are beautiful trees. There's
Yep.
nothing
Mhm.
wrong with them at all. You know, if they remove the sidewalk and make that arch around it, you know, it'll be fine. And directly across the street from it, on the apartment side,
Yeah.
is where they did that in a couple
Right.
spots, and it
It's
looks
working fine.
good, and there's no issues.
I'm sorry, guys, I have to go, but it was nice seeing.
Thanks for coming.
And you got,
So that's where we are right now. There's what we call it, I think there's like 4 that we agreed, that we're agreeing with for removals, because they're like, the roots are under the sidewalks and actually in the yards, you can
yeah.
physically see them, you know, all up above the ground, so. And they're massive, they're actually starting to move the curb. That's how big they are, so. I said, yeah, these are gonna be issue trees. So, but the ones that are, you know, a healthy tree and not, they're like heaving the sidewalk and there's area to arch it. To me, it's a no brainer and it's gonna save them money to do it that way.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when we meet up with them, I'll have more information what they have any other problems with it. I can report back to you guys when I find out.
Okay, well, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, staff and public comments. Any additions?
I do have one thing, and because I kind of took this over last minute, I have to check and see your rules of order and procedure, if you have them, of your elections. Because I know most, if not all of our other boards have their elections in May. But since you guys don't meet until June, I don't know how it's stated in your rules. So I'm gonna talk to Mark for the next meeting. If that's something that we can put on the agenda for the next meeting to vote for chair and vice chair. Or leave chair and vice chair as they are. But that would have to be on the agenda, and so the public is notified in case somebody else wants to come in and join. They can contact the city and then go through the process of being,
And do we have any open spots?
I believe there is one
I think
or
there's at least
two.
one.
And Richard had actually mentioned that if possible, he would like to step back
Yeah,
due to his, personal schedule and not being available for the meetings.
okay.
He felt it would be more useful if his spot was filled by somebody who could be here more than he could.
Can we find people, nominate people, or do you guys have?
I actually met a person yesterday that lives in the city. I will reach out to her and let her know, hey, this is an opportunity for you. She loves it. She's a teacher.
What group we are.
Yeah. She's a teacher. We walked her property for 45 minutes and any questions, and she soaked it all up like a sponge. She would be a great candidate.
That would be great.
So what I would suggest is on the city's website, under forms and applications, I say that to the general public, there is a form for board and commissions. And you can indicate where on that form which board or commission you would like to be part of. And you upload your resume, upload a cover letter, why you want to do it. And it goes to the city clerk, who then provides it to the mayor. And the mayor is who provides recommendation and appointment to the boards and commissions. So just to have that resident go onto our website and fill that application out and
See what happens.
go from there. I think we did get one application from somebody, but I don't know what the status of the application is. Because I get those emails as well, so I can see what's coming down the
Yeah,
pipeline.
if you could find out, that would be great.
So,
Because for so long, because I would say, don't we need another person? And
Yeah.
so long, they were quelching, it was just
what's
like
her
being
name? Yeah.
squelched, March,
Marge.
right? It was like, no, not right now. No, not right now.
I never understood that.
I was like, yeah, I never understood it either, so.
Well, we do have our new city administrator, started last September. So she's helping us work toward getting full boards, full commissions, so that we don't have quorum issues and we don't have people that really don't want to be on the board anymore. They just, people that move out of the city and can't be on the board anymore. So hoping to fill
What about that?
the spots. What about what?
Up there.
Okay, I'll get there.
So technically, I'm not in the city and that was not a requirement. I just never heard anybody say that.
I don't know.
Okay,
Again, I
so
have to
unless
look
it's-
at.
I think some boards require it and some don't.
Correct. So I have to look and see what the
Yeah.
rules are to see, like Historic District Commission, we just
You
went
have
through
to
that a
be-
couple years ago. You have to be
in the
inside city
city.
limits.
Right.
So one of our commission members had moved outside of city limits,
Yep.
just outside of city limits, over by the hospital.
Mm.
And unfortunately, because he didn't own property and he didn't
Yeah.
live in the city, he had to step back. So, but I can look into that too. So election, live in the city.
Could be your out, Cindy.
I will no longer be the chair of vice.
And thank you, Eric, for bringing this. We got our 32nd year package for Tree City.
Woo-hoo.
But the little brass maple leaf was missing. So we had to order that, which everybody knows we got the plant award for this year. So that's the plaque that is. We also found the growth award plaque is missing a couple of years. So we're reaching out to Arbor Day Foundation to see if we can get replacement stickers. Eric has a job to hang up our reflective 32 years. And then we got a new Tree City flag. So we'll be able to fly that during Arbor Month and, have that out at our Arbor Day celebrations. And maybe we can put it up at the college too, when we have the workshop. So encourage people to say, hey, how'd you get that flag? Well, this is how you get the flag. And do we have any entomologists in the group that might be interested in this little magazine about bugs? Tim, are you interested in a magazine about bugs?
I will take a look at it.
Thank you.
Okay, I was just gonna
You faded, Tim.
There you go.
We lost,
Well,
lost him.
I get so much information on that stuff that my head explodes.
that's from the Bee City
Yeah.
group.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
Bee Society. So the
Okay.
city is designated as a bee city.
Okay.
So that comes to
I know
us.
this is unrelated, but the beds that are put in last year,
Talk to him, not me.
should I ask?
What do you want to know?
I just noticed some just looked abandoned, but I knew there's,
Well, there was a big, there was some COVID issues here
okay.
and
You
You don't have to
volunteers,
elaborate.
you mean to tell me you were short-staffed and couldn't get anybody to help you and COVID wrecked you? Yeah.
yeah, something like that.
I just felt badly for you guys having all these little patches put in here
Yeah,
and
well,
there.
I went and planted some wildflower seeds, pollinator seeds for different flowers to come up. So, and then I covered it with dirt.
So these beds were just like abandoned tree pits or?
No,
No, They're just
so
scattered little patches.
Oh, okay.
King Park, there's a
All right.
bed
Okay.
over there in the one corner behind the basketball court.
Okay.
And then, or that tennis court, and then out at Wakefield Valley, there's
That's right,
another
there's
big
one there.
bed that
Okay.
we made.
Gotcha.
And there's some wildflowers that came back up out there, but they were supposed to coordinate, have a planning event out there
Oh, Wakefield Valley.
at Wakefield, yes.
Okay, but I know that was off subject area, so. Any other staff or public comments?
Doesn't look like
I
it.
don't think so.
Okay, any motion to adjourn? I got you.